Hello, Mr. Clifford Starks. Very welcome to my LinkedIn Live. It's an honor to have you on here today. And as many of you may know, celebrated UFC fighter and martial arts Hall of Famer, and has mastered the art of turning pressure into fuel for greatness. And let's hear from the master himself. So, Clifford, let me ask from you, can you maybe tell us a little bit about your journey? I'm sure we've all had the ups and downs, and we've, had our bad runs here and there, and we've hit the rock bottom at times. So tell us
Yeah,
about your journey, and I'm sure everyone's
yeah,
keen to know.
yeah, absolutely. So my foundational belief systems really stemmed from 4, 5, and 6. When I was 4, my biological dad ended up leaving my life. When I was 5, my grandfather passed away, and that scared the crap out of me. And when I was 6, my mom ended up remarrying the guy that I call dad to this day. I know I just threw a lot, but ultimately, what that led to was there's people in this world who are supposed to be there for you, and they're not going to be there for you for whatever reason. And then there's people who don't have to be there, and they can choose to be there. And we're all going to die. So live life on your terms. Live the best life that you can. And that's what I focused on doing, was just living life on my terms, living the best way that I could, learning lessons along the way. And I was also a man of God and a man of faith. And God placed something in me, teaching people how to love. Teaching people how to love life, love everything about life. And I didn't know this to be true at the time, but love is a form of influence, because when you know you're loved by someone, they will influence you. And I'm constantly learning as I go through this journey. But life's a game of influence. Like, who's influencing you? Who do you not want influencing you? How do you want to show up into the world? And I'm constantly in this pursuit of mastery, like UFC fighter, Hall of Famer. I've done some cool things in my life. And it's to say that everybody's capable of doing cool things in their life. I am a master of my life just as everyone's a master in theirs. So when I support someone, I'm really supporting them to be the master in their life.
Right. Now, this is amazing. So, why did you become a fighter? So,
Yeah.
different people choose different venues, right? So, tell me.
Yeah. Yeah. I am insane, but I like to call it insane like a fox. And this is why. Our brains are scared. That's just what they are. They're
Yeah,
all scared.
yeah.
And when you go to do something, it's never as bad as the brain said it was going to be. So I wanted to do something that was outrageous. I like doing outrageous things. And every time I do something outrageous, I learn 2 things. One, it's harder than I thought it was going to be because I got into it. But 2, I didn't die. And so the brain has this mechanism where it's constantly saying, dude, you're going to die. It's going to kill you. And it never has. So I'm like, oh, I have more capabilities and potentials than I thought that I had. So since I'm always constantly trying to push the limit, I'm like, I wonder what it would feel like fighting inside of a cage with someone with the same size, strength, and attributes as me. And there we have it. I was in the cage.
I've never been, but I want to ask, when you walk down towards the cage, how do you
Mhm.
feel? Sometimes you don't know what's going to happen, but sometimes it's your mindset that makes you win the game. I know that much,
Yeah.
right? So tell
Yeah.
me a little bit, because this is very important to most people who are listening and watching this.
Yeah. So Mike Tyson actually explained what it feels like walking into the ring, and same feeling, like that feeling of uncomfortability, not knowing what's going to happen, all of these, like your insecurities and your excitements are all coming out all at the same time as you're walking towards this place. And it just for me, it's very similar to him, where that focus, it goes more and more and more into confidence. And then when the cage door shuts, you're ready to go because you know your habits are going to take over. There was a saying, I got this from Alex Hermosi, and I'm sure I'm going to butcher it because I kind of put it in my own head as the way that it worked for me. Yeah. But he talks about pre-production and post-production, and how your pre-production will supersede your post-production. And the pre is, what are you doing before the fight? The post is, this is fight time. You're in it right now. And you can make more adjustments in pre than you ever could in post. And I 100% agree with that. If your habits aren't on,
yeah,
it's going to be kind of hard to get them on when the fists are flying and the feet are flying.
No, that's very true. But talking about the way you explain, it's pretty similar to when someone starts a business, becoming an entrepreneur, right?
They are exactly the same. Yeah, exactly. They are exactly the same.
Yeah, when it comes all together, and you have to face everything, right? Punches all over, and you got to duck and attack and defend and everything. No, let me get to this question then. What is special about what you do? I know you do. Different people teach in different methods, and I know you have a unique method, which I love about, and the attitude. That's why we resonate as well. So tell us about what's special about what you do.
Yeah, so I bring a fighter's flow into the mix. And I call it a fighter's flow because I really like Bruce Lee's quote where he says, hold on to what is useful, let go of what is not. 100% true. And our power comes from our emotions, ultimately. The emotions to do or not do something. And what I tend to do is scare the brain a little bit, because the brain doesn't like pain. It wants to survive. That's its job. But when you start talking about what happens if you don't do this, then that scares the brain even more. Like, oh crap, if I don't do this, then I'm going to miss this and miss this and miss this. And I won't become what I was meant to become. And so I'm really good at asking questions and getting into the heart of why we do what we do, because we're all capable of greatness. No one can take that from us. But either people haven't asked us the right questions, we haven't asked ourselves the right questions, or we're just not in the right environment. You know, you put a football player without cleats in wet grass and you tell them to run, they're not going to be so effective. So we got to have the right environment, the right ourselves, and the right people, the right team around us.
Wow. Talking about this, your unique formula, that brings my memories to your book, Fighter's Formula, right?
Yes, the Fighter's Formula, win in the game of life.
That's it. Yeah. So tell me about what's in the book and how, and I want you to drop your link as well, where anyone wants to purchase, they can purchase as well. So
absolutely, thank you.
About what's in the book a little bit, maybe
Yeah, so the Fighter's Formula, it is the foundational pieces for success. And what's interesting, because I was literally thinking about this in the shower today, of all things. I have all sorts of ahas when I go through my process. There's knowing the foundational basics, and then there's mastery the foundational basics.
Right.
And everybody will say, I know that, right? Well, let me take that back. Some people will say, I know that.
Yeah.
Those are the people that I just don't do my best work with. I don't. Because if they already know it, well, then there's nothing else to tell them. But a person in consistent pursuit of mastery, consistent pursuit of, there's always new levels of clarity. Clarity never stops. You might be clear on one thing, but that doesn't mean you're clear on everything. And so it's figuring out, okay, how do I get clear on what I have to do or want to do, to get to the result that I'm looking to get to. And so those foundational principles are all in the fighter's formula, saying like, hey, if you follow this process, you'll get to where you're looking to go. And it's not to say you'll get there the first time either. Like I want to really emphasize that, because there's a lot of marketers out there, I'll say, who make it sound like it's this easy XYZ thing. And then you just, and life's good. Like, yeah, that would be like, hey, I'm the coach who's going to show you how to fight inside the cage, and you're never going to get knocked out. Nothing bad is ever going to happen to you. And you're just going to go into the fight and win every fight because I'm that good. And so I'm really big on letting people know the truth of it's harder than we would like it to be. And I say harder than we would like it to be because it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It doesn't mean our dreams don't exist. They do. But to think that, I'm just going to snap my fingers and everything's going to be great. No, don't believe that.
No, this is great. No, one thing that I realized was when someone wants to connect with you or work with you, you don't just take them on, right?
No.
You will qualify for a certain level, but if I remember right, you just let them go through the book first, and then have another call, and then qualify, and then you decide if you want to work with them or not, right? Explain a little bit about why you do that and the process.
Yeah. So I used to be a personal trainer back in the day, and everybody wants results. Everyone wants to get in shape. Everyone wants to be a millionaire. Everybody wants to or they want to complain about those who are in shape and are millionaires. That's another story altogether. They don't even like me. But then there's the people who are actually going to put in the reps. And ultimately, like, everything is a form of a qualifier. Everything we do in life is a form of a qualifier. Even I had to qualify myself stepping inside of a cage. Like, I couldn't tell Dana White, like, Dana, look, I know I haven't stepped in the cage once. I know I haven't fought ever. I know I haven't competed, but I really want this. Like, you got to prove something, right?
Yeah.
And so when it comes to qualifying someone, like, can they read a book? Can they have a conversation? Can we see if we're a good fit? You know, they're qualifying me as much as I'm qualifying them. It goes both directions. And saying like, hey, is this a good fit? Does this align properly?
Yeah. Now this is great. And if anyone wants to work with you, I know a lot of people wants to work with you, but not everyone gets the chance, right? So I want you to drop your link as well underneath.
Okay.
So share the link with me. I will drop the link at the bottom of the conversation, so they can click the link and maybe have a quick chat with you and get to the next level. That's also something. Yeah. And do you have anything that's going on at the moment? Any special offers or anything that you want to offer to?
Yeah. So for your listeners, if anyone wants to get on a call, and I call it a strategy call, just to see, hey, I'm looking to grow in my business. I'm looking to grow in my life. The only thing that I ask is that you are an established business that has actually put in some reps. And the reason I say that is I don't want to throw things at someone who's just starting off and almost intimidate them. I don't mean to do that. I do it to my wife sometimes too. I don't mean to do that. But know where you're at on your journey and have some form of clarity. Because we all start with an idea of where we wanted to go. Yeah. And then we get caught up in the stuff. You know, I get caught up in it too. I've gone through the process of like, I had a dream, I had a desire, and then I start spreading myself thin, and I got to lock it back in. So if you're a person who's looking to get to that next level, you know, you're a 6-figure business owner looking to get to 7 figures, or you're a 7-figure looking to get more, and have more quality time with your family, with your community, with the people that you're doing this for in the first place, let's have a conversation.
Thank you very much, Clifford.
Yeah,
Once again, it's an honor to have you here. So what I'll do is I will share your links, your website, and everything with my community, and so that they can get through to you and book a call and get to know more about you and move forward from there.
awesome. Yeah, thank
So
you for
thank you
having me.
very
I
much.
appreciate it.